They ain't go like this one.
What up, world? It's your boy X from Backlash Podcast, and today we're going to be talking about AEW Dynamite from this Wednesday.
All right, so we kick off the show with a preview of the Mercedes Moné and Willow Nightingale match, and I'm sorry to say it, but I'm not really invested. I feel like they haven't given us much of a reason to care. I don't know what Willow's character is. I feel like she's just a nice girl. That's it. Smiles and hugs. It's like, that's it.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, happy to be here. That's it. I haven't seen much from her that I'm impressed with as far as character-wise, but she is really good in the ring. And obviously, we're big fans of Mercedes Moné, but we know her as Sasha Banks. But the problem I have with this character is that it just feels like a cheap knockoff of Sasha Banks, especially with the whole CEO because I can't use the boss thing. It's like, come on now. And also, they really messed up so badly by having her come out here. I feel like they overexposed her because now fans are turning on her. They're saying that she's annoying and that she's a bust. Because, well, for one, she's only been doing promos, and as a fan of her, I could tell you that promos are not her they're not her forte. She's a much better wrestler, and they paid her to wrestle, but she hasn't done that yet. So she's been here for 2 months. We haven't gotten any wrestling. It's just been a bunch of trash talk. And now, people are tired of her before they even got to see the match. They shouldn't have had her keep coming out here, getting up in Willow's face constantly. And now, to make matters worse, they didn't even appear on the show. They did all this stuff just for them to not even be, on a segment right before the pay-per-view. So, why the fuck should we even care? What do you think?
So for me, I'm just going to lay it all out right here, right now. I'm not a fan of Mercedes Moné. I'm not.
Me neither.
I love Sasha Banks. Mercedes Moné is not Sasha Banks.
No.
It's a knockoff. It's watered down. To start off with, one of the flaws in this character is the promos. The last couple of promos, ever since she came to AEW, have been generic, repetitive,
Stale.
and irrelevant.
Yeah.
You're coming out here talking about promoting AEW at the Celtics game and going to throw the first pitch at a baseball game for like the Boston Red Sox. Girl, this is wrestling and shit. If we that's cool and all, that's fine and dandy, but we don't care about that. We care about what you do in the square circle and the arena that they're in and shit, and the place that we see you at. So we're watching wrestling, we want to see you wrestle and shit. If we want to see you go throw some first pitches and sit courtside, we'll go follow you on the Instagram and go like your pics and shit and stuff.
Yeah.
So you need to keep it wrestling and shit. That was for starters. Second of all, you already the change in character. She just came to AEW. We were all cheering for her. And then she's, you guys make her go against Willow. When she came here, we all knew who she was targeting. We knew she was going after Willow. So this shit's been predictable since day one, which is one of the other problems I have with this shit, is boring-ass rivalry. I saw this shit when they fought at, New Japan and shit. So this is already old rivalry. I wanted to see something fresh. I don't like seeing shit rehashed. We already saw, not everybody, but some of us did see this shit already. Second of all, I thought the AEW Women's Championship was the main title for the women's. I thought the TBS Championship was the second-rate title. So the fact that you got Mercedes Moné already competing for the second-rate title, you guys are kind of devaluing her persona anyway. So her character's already lowered. Because instead of her targeting Toni Storm, who is the face of this women's division and the biggest women's star on AEW, you guys had her go after Willow. Willow's not established. Willow's not a household name. Willow's a joke. She's just a girl who's happy to be here. She loves wrestling, and that's it. Yeah, she's good in the ring, but like you said, what else is to her? There's a lot of good wrestlers. Everybody's happy to be here. They love to do this shit. It's a job, and it's fun. They love AEW, woo, woo, woo. I haven't seen nothing from Willow. And then you guys are going to make Willow look like the biggest joke because she's going to fight Mercedes Moné. Willow has everything to lose, nothing to gain. You beat Mercedes Moné, you just beat a girl who hasn't had a match in a year and is probably rusty and shit. But you lose to Mercedes Moné, you're losing to this girl who's half your size and shit. You get dominated. You lose the title after having it for, 2 months? This is your first title defense. This shit damages Willow's character. Unless, just the fact that she became a champion is a plus, I guess. But I don't know, man. I have no intrigue for this feud. I don't know how you guys are advertising 3 main events. Everybody knows that the last match of the night, that's the main event. The only way you can pull it off is if you have 2 main events, but if it's on separate days. There are no 3 main events. It doesn't work like that. This is what AEW does, though. I'm not surprised. It's what AEW do.
Yeah. for this whole thing, it seems like this is not going to help anybody in the end. Because if you make Willow lose, which I feel like is going to happen, a lot of people are behind her, which I'm, kind of surprised about. A lot of people are behind Willow. You do this, you kill her momentum, and you upset the fans. But if you make Mercedes lose, you kill her momentum because she did all this trash talking to lose and all this hype behind, big business. Like, they did this whole thing for her and stuff. And now, like, you know what I mean? They just booked themselves into a corner that they can't come out of. And they should have just had her go after Toni Storm from the jump. Because people have been, Toni Storm, to some people, she's stale. So, we need another star to go up against her to knock her down a notch so we can build other women and, give them the belts. Because now we got this whole thing where nobody wants anybody else to be champion but Toni Storm. And where she has, like, she's the only star and nobody else is comparable to her. So, they really missed the mark on that one. They could have... Willow just won the belt like last month or so. So there's going to be a short title reign. It's going to make her look bad. It's going to bury her. And nobody wants to see these two play hot potato with the belt. So it's like, what have you guys done? Who booked this? What's going on? It was a bad move all around. No, I'm not invested. I don't care.
Agreed. Let's move on to the next topic.
All right, so the next match that we got, or the next topic that we got right now, we got a match between Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay versus Trent Beretta and Roderick Strong. I honestly did not care. I understand that Will Ospreay is supposed to be like the best wrestler in the world, according to a lot of people, but like, how many times have we seen wrestlers be called the best wrestler? He's a great wrestler, don't get me wrong and stuff, but at the end of the day, why is this man in a match with like these people who are mid-carders? He's supposed to be a main eventer.
I'm a Will Ospreay fan. I've been following him before he came to AEW. He is one of the best wrestlers in the world. I'll give that to him. He's certainly one of the best wrestlers in AEW, hands down.
Yeah, he is.
Everybody's hurt, so... And that's not saying too much because they don't really got, the best wrestlers anyways. What's the match? We got Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta. I don't want to see... I never liked best friends. The fact that they had got the tag titles over real tag teams that been... at AEW from the Gecko and Jump Street was a damn shame. Orange Cassidy is the dude who's like killing, like, when people say like wrestling is fake, I think of Orange Cassidy because you got this dude in the ring. He comes out here, a guy stands across from him. You watch this dude put his hands in his pockets. You let him get 2 kicks on you and shit. He puts his hands in his pocket and he like does a whole comeback and whoops somebody's ass and shit. And then he puts on his sunglasses while doing it and then do like suicide dives. Like, this dude's like 5'5", small as fuck. He's not using none of his hands and shit. Then he's doing forearm punches and shit and knocking dudes out like that are giants and shit. Like, I never liked the Orange Cassidy dude. I'm not saying like we gotta push all big guys and shit, but like the hands in the pockets and getting moves off, doing kick ups and shit, it's entertaining, yes. If it's realistic, no. This shit looks mad fake when I see this guy wrestle, so I never liked him. Trent Beretta is a dude who I saw on Superstars from WWE a long time ago. This dude's like indie-rific, just a jobber and shit. You guys try to make him go heel, make him this big bad guy. This shit not gonna, like, we won't care about this dude from after this shoot. We won't be caring about Trent Beretta no more and shit. Who's the other guy fighting? My boy. Oh, Roderick Strong. Love Roderick Strong, bro. Adam. Roderick Strong is cold, bro. That dude's a monster. He's a beast in the ring. He has a great character. He could talk on the mic. He's actually one of the only things I like about the Undisputed Kingdom and shit. He's pretty cool. So I'm actually excited to see Roderick Strong versus Will Ospreay. I don't know what the outcome's going to be. I think that Will Ospreay might lose, because we're probably going to give him the world title by the time, what's that pay-per-view called? All In? Yeah. He'll probably be the one to dethrone Swerve if Christian doesn't do it at Double or Nothing. And, Tony's already pushing Will Ospreay like the biggest superstar on AEW.
Yeah, he feels like a bigger star than Swerve.
Yeah, he's getting all the main event matches. He's getting all the press and publicity, all the advertising. He's opening up the show, Swerve's out here in the middle of the show for some reason. Swerve doesn't even main event half the time, How do you feel about these? You said you didn't care about this match, right?
I didn't. I'm sorry.
So, yeah, we got...
Roderick won by cheating. And that's a constant thing that happened throughout this episode. Everybody won by cheating, even the baby faces, apparently. I think we should move on, cause.
Yeah, let's get the fuck off this shit, man.
All right.
That shit is a shit show.
All right. So up next, we got a promo by the Bang Bang Gang. So much fun. Jay White is being wasted. I'm gonna just say it like that. Jay White deserves a lot better. I don't hate the Guns, but I feel like they're just too gimmicky to even be around him. I feel like he needs to be taken seriously. Jay White does not need a group. And if you're going to put him in a group, it needs to be people that are serious. I don't like this Trails tag titles. I feel like AEW got way too many titles going on, and it feels like the belts have lesser value because it feels like everybody's a champion. Every time I look at somebody that got gold on their waist, it's like everybody can't be champion now. Shit. Jay White is above this. This dude is good on the mic. He's good in the ring. He's not the biggest guy out there, but, the guy, he's pretty decent. He's really cool. I watched him his matches back in, when he was in New Japan and stuff. And I just feel like this man is above everything, and he should probably be fighting for, a world title or something soon. You know what I mean? Yeah, he has a belt, but, the dude, he just feels like he's being watered down and that he just, they don't know what to do with him. It just feels like they don't know what to do with him. This promo was horrible. Came out here repeating himself, and literally in the middle of it, a fan literally said, "Who the fuck wrote this shit?" That just goes to show how bad this product is and how horrible they have wasted this man. He is the last person I would have thought anybody would have been heckling during a promo. It was a shit show. And they started dancing and wiggling around the ring. And then Pac came out to, they got their ass whooped. Meanwhile, Jay White had a fucking baseball bat. How do you get beat up when you have a weapon? It's like, what are we doing here? It's like a circus.
Jay White, man, this guy used to be one of my favorite wrestlers. Before, in all the wrestling, not just AEW. I was so excited for the signing of Jay White. I thought big things were going to come. I thought he was a main event player. I thought he was a superstar. Ever since the MJF feud and my boy Juice Robinson getting hurt, these guys have been fucking looking like clowns and shit to me, bro. First, it was with the cardboard cutouts. That was never cool to me and shit. Why the fuck you got a cardboard cutout of yourself? This is like what the fuck? And now these dudes got titles. I understand you got belts. But why are you carrying around wagons like you're a part of PBS Kids and, Cartoon Network and Disney Channel and shit and stuff, bro? You guys are grown men walking around with wagons to carry your titles and shit. If anything, come around with a duffel bag. Looking like you guys got a big bag of money or some shit. That shit would be more cool and shit. You guys come around here with a fucking wagon. You guys look like jokes to me and shit. This promo by Jay White was horrible. I don't know if you guys saw, but he acted like he couldn't pronounce Pac's name and shit, or Pac's name, whatever it was. He was like, "What's his name? Pac? You got guys in the crowd saying it's Pac, like Tupac." He did it again for a second time. Pac, Pac. I'm like, bro, just say the fucking name and shit. And then he said for a third time, the guy in the crowd who wrote this shit? Those are my exact thoughts. Who wrote this shit? The Bang Bang Gang has been trashed, man. Break this shit up. Jay White needs a solo run. Y'all shouldn't have gave that fucking inaugural championship belt to Moxie and shit when he won it. Jay White needed the belt. He should have got that inaugural championship, whatever that belt is called, and y'all should have gave the tag titles to fucking the Guns. Meanwhile, you guys had them fucking feuding with the Acclaim, and now they're unified trios championship. Why are we using Ring of Honor championships, bro? If you guys got all the titles, I'm tired of seeing people walk around in AEW with all the multiple. They're not multiple champions, but it's guys with multiple belts. So, when MJF was champion, y'all had MJF with the world title and the tag title. That was cool. But now it's every single time you see people, Eddie Kingston, this dude was walking out to AEW with 3 belts on his shoulder. It's why you guys have all these titles and one person has multiple belts and shit? Now look at, the Bang Bang Gang. Yeah, they call Bullet Club gold, but all they need is some gold to, fulfill that name. They don't need all the fucking gold. What's the point of having all these titles if, only, a few people got multiple titles? You guys need to just erase those titles. You don't need multiple championships. So only 1 or 2 or 3 people are going to be holding the belt. It doesn't make no sense to me and shit, bro.
Yeah, I feel like there's still hope for Jay White. Break him up from the Guns. Let the Guns do their own little, tag teaming thing. Have them, be the goofballs elsewhere. Book Jay White more seriously. He's a star. He needs to be taken seriously. He doesn't need to walk around with no Bang Bang Gang and no baseball bats, no cardboard cutouts. He don't need to be doing none of this shit. He's above all of this. Make him look like a star. Put him in the title picture. Have him do some better feuds than what he's doing. Drop this Trios Championship. Let's get the ball rolling, AEW. Come on, y'all gotta do better now. Then we get a 3-way eliminator triple threat match for the FTW Championship. Honestly, I'm not too stoked about this because I don't feel like this belt has a lot of prestige to it. I feel like everybody involved in this could be doing a little bit better. I know I say that a lot, but it is true. Chris Jericho is a top star, and he's fighting for a belt that's way below mid card. This belt is like the equivalent to the 24/7 title in WWE. I'm honestly really surprised that this is something that Chris Jericho will be fighting over. The feud with Hook and him has been very underwhelming, and I also feel like Big Bill is being held back. I just think that everybody involved in this storyline needs to get away from it because it's killing everybody's career. This will benefit nobody in the end. I feel like obviously the end goal is to get this belt back on Hook, but it's like, does anybody really care about the FTW championship? So to see people fighting over something like this, I feel like it's a waste of everybody's time. What's your take on this?
I feel like the only good thing coming out this learning tree is that Jericho, yet again, reinvented himself. And that's what I wanted to take away the most. Jericho was getting stale with like the Lionheart gimmick. That was cool to see him go back to his old days, a blast from the past, him being Lionheart because he grew the long hair out. You know, he got the vest, he got the yellow and black. That was cool. But it was getting stale. So to see him reinvent himself, which he always does, he's one of the best wrestlers at doing that, you know, he's playing up to our hatred for him, too. It's like, hi, guys. It's me, the Clout Vampire again. Hey, you know, I'm back out here doing what I like to do, taking the spotlight from all the young talent and fresh faces. And yeah, I got the microphone because I just want to fucking talk all day. And if I could be out here for 2 hours and the whole show, you know I would. Like, you guys just love seeing him be sarcastic as fuck. It's actually working for me. I don't like the pairing of him taking Big Bill, bum ass and shit, as his, you know, underling and his little protege. He gotta use somebody better. But I actually like that. Hook, he's just not that guy. Hook is not him. The hype with Hook is, like, do y'all be watching the promos with Hook, bro? Like, Hook just be sounding like shit. Like, he's not at all nowhere near ready to be, like, able to get, like, he's not supposed to have the microphone near him at all. Like, that dude will be on the microphone. Like, what he say to Samoa Joe? I'll fight you too, Joe. I'll fight you too, Joe. I'm like, bro, you supposed to be tough? I'm like, Samoa Joe, every time he gets in the ring with Hook, he kills him on the microphone. And yes, we know that Samoa Joe is like that on the mic. But, like, even when it's not Samoa Joe, if it's, like, y'all got Hook going against, like, some of the best people when it comes to this business about elevating people on, like, with their talking skills, impressing people, chopping people down, electrifying the crowd. Like, you can't have him go against Jericho. He's not ready for this. You can't have him go against Samoa Joe. He's not ready for this. Go get this guy somebody he could, like, you know, develop, you know, some type of, a little charisma, a little energy, a little swag. He could go, somebody he could, like, you know, go against easily and not get, you know, challenged. And somebody who doesn't pose as a threat. You know, somebody who's basically not better than him at what they're supposed to be doing and shit. And then even when it comes to the in-ring ability with Hook just be getting fed. Like, for the most part, you guys be trying to, like, give him jobbers, and, like, these stools are smaller. He be tossing around. And then when it comes to the big guys, like the Brian Cages and fucking, like, Powerhouse Hobbs, y'all got him killing them and shit. So, like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are doing with Hook. Yes, he's Taz's son, but, like, he's not that good to me. He has a long way to go. He's so fucking green. And the fact that you guys just gave him his dad's belt, like, can we please stop doing the thing where obviously you got a son in wrestling, so you just hand on the belt that you had? We saw this with Ted DiBiase. That shit didn't work for Ted DiBiase. We're seeing it with Taz. Taz just gave this belt to everybody in Team Taz. Ricky Starks, Brian Cage. I'm like, bro, this title getting passed around by dudes in the group. This shit is not even a credible title. Y'all had to have Hook challenge for, like, the Continental Classic Championship. You know, something else that ain't his and shit. So hopefully when Hook gets his title and shit, you will do, like, a title for title and shit. Or put Hook in contender matches for other belts to make him get, you know, feel like other belts are more important to him than his fucking dad's belt, which is the hand-me-down. And yeah, when it comes to Hook, like, you guys should probably be trying to put this man in matches with people in the same realm as him, on the same level as him. You guys should be trying to get this guy a match against, like, freaking Daniel Garcia, like Nick Wayne. These are the type of people that Hook should be fighting at the moment and stuff. And then when he gets past these guys, then you start elevating him up the card to, you know, have a special match on a main event against, like, Swerve Strickland, or go against, like, a Christian Cage, go against Chris Jericho. Like, let him work his way up. Just stop throwing this guy into big feuds where you guys know he's outmatched and outclassed and ain't ready for it. You guys are messing up. You really hurting him more than helping him, if you ask me. And this guy, Brian Keith, the outfit is cool. The gimmick, the bounty hunter nickname, I rock with it. But him, he just like, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Simple. Dude coming out here, being one of the jobbers and shit, took a nasty L. He's the only dude in the match who tapped out to both submissions. Like, I don't know. He's like another dude who should not be in the position he's placed in, but AEW keep giving him like all this, match time, all these matches. It's like, bro, this dude needs, like, there's other superstars on television that don't get as much shine opportunity as Brian Keith. Now, I guess you guys are using him to enhance other talent and shit, then yeah, you keep letting him get squashed and killed. But otherwise, this dude's getting way too much time, if you ask me.
Moving on, we got a match between Matt Sydal and I don't know how to say his name, Takeshita. So this match, it was all right, I guess. Both of these guys are very incredible athletes. Problem with this is that the match was too quick. I don't even really remember what happened, to be honest. The ending, pretty sure that Matt Sydal won because Takeshita got distracted by something. I don't remember, but yeah, he freaked out. Basically, he walked out the match. After the match, what was his name? John Moxley came out. And he did something. I think he attacked him. And yeah, he was pissed off that John Moxley left. It was quick. I don't know. This was pointless, honestly. I don't really have much to say about it. What about you?
John Moxley came out. He took the microphone, looked like he was about to go, cut a promo on Takeshita as soon as he came in the ring, but he bashed Takeshita with the microphone. Takeshita ran out the ring, running around here in pain. And then I guess this is supposed to be the build-up for Mox versus Takeshita for, the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship?
Yeah, this wasn't a really good build. The fact that we don't really remember anything that happened goes to show that it was a bad segment. The match was all right, I guess, but like I said, I can't really remember anything from it. There wasn't anything that stood out. It was just like a regular basic match, but nothing that was like outstanding to make you go, oh shoot, like remember when this happened, remember when that happened. But yeah.
Now we got the Young Bucks coming across backstage, and guess who they run into? They run into the World Heavyweight Champion of AEW, Mr. Swerve Strickland, whose house? And Swerve says, basically, go hit my music. I got a match and shit. And I don't want to go into it right now, but later down the line, we're gonna swing back. We're gonna double back on this. We're gonna talk more about it. But I got something to say about this one later on. So Swerve, he comes out, no Nanu. The crowd seems like, all momentum for Swerve Strickland has been erased, man. He's so cold. Like, he's a good guy. He's still popular, but you could tell it ain't the same, bro. I went to AEW before. I was in those crowds. I was in that audience. When that man came, you heard the skirt, you heard garments, all that shit, bro. Man, everybody in the crowd was dancing, doing the fucking wave, the stomp, the twist, the spin, all that shit. We was like, Swerve. We was on every fucking thing. Now you see on TV and shit, it's like half the people are doing it. This is what happens when you don't strike while the iron's hot. Tony, you missed out. You should have gave that fucking championship to this man. Like, I would have had Swerve versus MJF. I would have had Mogul Embassy been the ones to take out MJF and not this fucking Undisputed Kingdom and shit. I'm telling you, there was like 3 stables y'all could have used to take MJF out. No, probably, let me see. House of Black, Mogul Embassy, Bullet Club Gold, House of Black, Mogul Embassy, and Christian Cage and the Patriarch. Y'all had 4 stables that could have took the title, and people could have took the championship off of fucking MJF, but y'all let it be Undisputed Kingdom, and Adam Cole wasn't even fucking ready to fight and compete for the title. Y'all, man, hey, this is why I don't really watch this shit no more, bro. Tony Khan just bad decision after bad decision. Long-term storytelling booking is bad. You had a perfect opportunity to promote and build up other stars. That's what I said. Y'all could have gave Swerve the belt in December. If not December, at least January. If y'all weren't going to have Swerve beat MJF, y'all could have gave the belt to Christian Cage, had Christian been the big bad heel, take the belt off MJF, and then had Swerve beat Christian. Mogul MC versus Patriarchy. And then by this time, Swerve has still been champion and shit. And we would have got this match that we got today, on Sunday, which is Swerve versus Christian for the World Championship. Just bad booking all around. And speaking of Christian, we got Swerve Strickland taking on Nick Wayne. Nick Wayne, I keep seeing everybody talk about how he has potential and he's the future of wrestling and shit. This man has nothing going for him at all and shit and stuff, bro. Despite being a wrestler that got signed from GC Dub and being an okay performer and shit, he's nothing special. Like, the promos aren't there. He needs to get some muscle and shit and stuff, bro. Like it's almost like, and then like appearance, like when you're a wrestler, you have to have an identity. Like Ric Flair's identity, this dude's he's a nature boy, he's a player, he's a pimp, he's coming out with suits. You see, fucking MJF, he's coming out with suits and his little trademark scarf. Who's Mick Foley, he's coming out with flannels. Like Nick Wayne, this dude's coming out with like just black jeans, a black hoodie, and white gym shoes, looking mad fucking generic and shit. Same thing with Hook. Hook's coming out here with book bags. I'm like, bro, this is not college. Why the fuck are you walking around with book bags and hoodies and shit and stuff, bro? Like, you guys, these young dudes on AEW are jokes and shit and stuff, bro. They're just jokes. Nick Wayne proceeds to get his ass beat by Swerve. Swerve's out here trying to bully a little dude. I'm like, Swerve, this ain't like, he's out here like flexing and shit. I'm like, bro, this dude's like 5'10", 140. Swerve, come on, bro. Just beat his ass and get this shit over. But you got him doing the most. He's pulling off the belt. He's whipping him. He's taking him all around the arena. And then we get everybody coming out. The patriarchy. Christian Cage, Big Mama, Luchasaurus and shit and stuff, bro. They all storm the ring and they fuck up my boy Swerve Strickland. But then Swerve gets the upper hand because didn't some people come out and help him out?
Who was he fighting again?
Christian, after he beat Nick Wayne.
The only person that I saw come out to help Swerve after he got jumped was Prince Nanu when Chris.
No, but I was in the car.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think anybody came out to help him.
Oh yeah, Swerve basically.
Christian ran off the ring, but
yeah.
I forgot who. I guess somebody did.
Yeah, so outside, Christian basically, the whole patriarchy basically got manhandled by fucking Swerve. Swerve got the best of Luchasaurus. I mean, Kill Switch.
Oh yeah, you're right. He did be all over.
He got Kill Switch. He took out Nick Wayne, and obviously Big Mama ain't finna do shit. So he ended up chasing Christian Cage to the outside and backstage arena. And this was actually, I'll give AEW credit. This is what fans been waiting for and shit. Outside of just people having dream matches and good old fashioned wrestling matches, we want to see some WWE style shit. We want to see, segments. We want to see some entertainment and shit. So having Christian Cage, and that's why, you had this, because it was Christian Cage. He comes from the WWE system. He knows how to elevate a story and progress shit. You got him going around here doing the cars, GTA carjacking and shit. Took the dude's car. He was about to pull out and drive away, but then we see the camera close in on another car, interrupting and cutting off Christian, and it's revealed to be our boy Prince Nanu sipping a cup of coffee and shit. I'm gonna give it to you though.
I don't know if I want to fight Swerve. This dude a freak. First, he was drinking Heyman Page's blood, and now he over here spanking this dude. Like, literally, the match started, this dude just running around in and out the ring. It started off poorly. Then he eventually catches up to him, and then he just starts spanking him for, like, about a whole minute straight. And I was like, why are you taking off and spanking people and shit? This is just so random. But, I mean, the thing with Nick Wayne, I'll say this. He's a good wrestler, but that's it. The whole nickname, the Prodigy and stuff, and everybody trying to act like, oh, he's really young, he's really talented. Like, I was literally seeing people that are younger than him do the stuff that he does. The problem with AEW is that they be overrating the fuck out of these wrestlers. This is average at best. I haven't really heard Nick Wayne on the mic, so I can't really say if he a bad promo or not. But I do remember that there was this one segment where Christian, was trying to embrace him, basically being like, I'm your father now. And then they looked into each other's eyes, and Nick Wayne started laughing. It's like, if you go be in this business, you gonna need to learn how to not break character like that, because I was like very bad. We were literally there live when that happened too, and I saw it on the big screen. I was like, yikes. And also another thing, Nick Wayne, some people said that he a joke because he coming here with his mom. Honestly, I'm not gonna say he a joke for that. His mom looked like a threat. Like that, his mom looked like she would destroy like the whole entire women's roster and take it to some of the men. So back to Nick Wayne though, I don't really think he's nothing special. No offense, I'm gonna need to see more of him. Like, I need him to improve before I could, say that he, like, the GOAT, or, like, he got, like, a bright future and stuff. To Swerve Scott, this reign, I mean, he only had it for a month, so I'm not going to knock him, but it's like, He hasn't been feeling like much of a star lately. He hasn't even been at any of the main events. They got this man in the middle of the show. It's like to say, AEW, like, people come here and they just feel like another person on the roster. I don't see where he stands out. And the thing is, he used to be their biggest star, like, a long time ago. And then they just, he lost all his momentum, his credibility. It's not there anymore. The crowd is not as hype as it used to be. He has cooled down. People want other people to be champions. It's like, this is what happens when you don't strike when the iron is hot, like, he said. It's cooled down, and, a lot of people are invested in it. They want other people to be champion. People say Christian should be champion. People want, Will Ospreay to be champion. You know what I mean? We got people literally saying, he just got the belt, and now people are already tired of him. That's not good. It's not good.
Moving on, we get into a match between Kyle O'Reilly and Malachi Black. Really good match. Both of these guys are really great wrestlers. They also had some really cool matches against each other on NXT. So, this was a banger. This was one of the ups and more, this was one of the good things, the very few good things to come from today's episode.
Malachi Black is one of my favorite wrestlers in AEW. Glad to finally see this man has left that dimension called Collision and has appeared on Dynamite. It's been long overdue. He's finally getting single matches after just competing in trios with the House of Black. So now it's a perfect opportunity for him to rise and shine, get some solo time. I'm hoping Edge puts him over and gives him the TNT title. This could elevate Malachi Black for, like a few months in this mid-card division. Hopefully Tony sees that he could be a main player and we get this man on the upper card division within like the next year or two. But glad to see my boy finally get an opportunity. It's been long overdue. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world. Great storytelling, great in-ring ability. Just the sky's the limit for this guy, and he got a lot. We got a lot in store. The best is yet to come with Malachi Black. You guys haven't seen shit yet, and the dynamic of him being the Muay Thai fighter and a kickboxer and shit, along with Kyle O'Reilly, it's good to see this type of styles enter. And just any type of wrestling be actually shown.
Yeah, they really complement each other in the ring.
The fact that we have to see these two styles shown in a wrestling match, it's kind of cool because you normally get the mat grappling and like the luchador style. So the kickboxing and this is a nice mix, and it was a breath of fresh air to see for once. And of course, the match, we're gonna see our boy Malachi take the dub over Kyle O'Reilly, but after the match, like, you see, like, Edge, and he's talking to fucking Malachi, and then he starts laughing maniacally, and then out of nowhere, you just got, like, one of those old DX videos where, they pour the shit on somebody or they'll sign the fuck out, so whoever's in the ring, and it starts pouring blood, and it's like, wow, what a visual and shit and stuff, bro. Like, AEW kind of cooked. They kind of cooked on some aspects of this show. There's some points in the show where they actually did have some good points. They don't normally do anything like this, but the old wrestlers, the WWE guys, are showing AEW that it's more than just putting on good matches. You have to have the fucking what is it? The theatrics. You have to have the drama. You have to have the storytelling. This is what makes AEW good, is when they're not just focused on 5-star Dave Meltzer matches. When you actually combine sports entertainment with wrestling, this makes the best product. So if you guys can keep it up and shit, you guys got a lot of good shit coming out. So keep it up, AEW. Good work.
Yeah, I really liked the part where he got the blood poured on him. That was really cool. Throwback to Edge being in the Brood. Good stuff. But like I said, this would not be... This was actually probably one of the highlights along with the Christian thing. But unfortunately, we didn't really get too many cool moments like this. Coming up next, we got a tag team match between Mariah May and Toni Storm. And they're going to be fighting against Saraya, also known as Paige, against Harley Cameron. Honestly, I couldn't care less for this match. I don't really like Toni Storm's gimmick. I think that is just old and stale. I feel like they need to give the belt to Paige. Paige has been here and she hasn't really done anything after winning that belt. And that was almost like 2 years ago. She has fallen so far from grace and hasn't really been doing anything on the show. It's pretty sad, because I thought she was going to have more success coming to AEW, but I guess I was wrong. This match sucked, really. It was just a lot of nothing. It was just like basically everybody was like cheating and stuff. A lot of like talking during the match and stuff. Everybody looked uncoordinated. It was very poorly executed, very poorly coordinated. What do you think?
I like Mariah May and Tony Storm, they're a great combination. I like how she's playing off the counterpart of her in the past. They go great together. This lesbian gimmick is intriguing. We haven't seen this done in like I mean, technically the last like lesbian thing I saw in WWE was like when AJ Lee kissed like I think Brie Bella kissed AJ Lee. But if you want to talk about actual storyline, I don't know too much off the indies, but I remember Mickey James and Trish, which is the most famous one. So I feel like this storyline is pretty good. I love
They also had one with in TNA back in the day with like Angelina Love and Winter too.
okay, yeah, we got that. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I like the guy who's the dude who's playing the butler.
Luther.
Luther is amazing, man. This silent gimmick, he barely speaks. His big ass out here just, with the white gloves and shit, the glasses and the tux, just following around here, helping out the ladies and shit. I love how they reinvented Gunther. He's excelling in this role and shit. He's a phenomenal A+.
Luther, you mean Luther?
Oh, what? I said Gunther? Yeah, I meant Luther and shit. He's great in this role. I like Toni Storm, but I feel like she's the only person. She's carrying this division. She's putting this shit on her back. She's the only thing that's like keeping this shit from being like just straight cheeks. I feel like every single time when it comes to the AEW's women's division and shit, it's always like one woman pioneering. It's never multiple women at the same time doing good. It's always like one woman is like back when Britt Baker was AEW Women's World Champion, it was only like it was just Britt and nobody else. And then I guess Thunder was up there too, but Thunder was like they were having her outside the mix. She didn't challenge Britt until way after anyways and shit. And then as soon as she got the belt, she fucking lost and got injured. Well, she didn't lose, but she got injured, so she couldn't defend the title anymore. But I feel like it's never like multiple women simultaneously elevating the game and everybody being just somewhat respectable, popular, over and shit. It's like it's always one, and I'm trying to see why is that the case. Like, why is there never more than one star in the women's division? What do you think that is like? Why is that to be?
Probably because they don't care. They probably don't get enough TV time to help build these characters up. And it doesn't really help with the stuff that they do outside of it either. The AEW, that's not really interesting. But, yeah.
And then outside of Toni Storm, who's legit? Who's comparable? Who's actually, you could say, I'm rooting for her? It's like, you see, when we go and talk about WWE, and let's go to the men. We don't gotta go to the men. Go on, to SmackDown. You have Jade, you got Tiffany, you got Bailey, you have Nia. You got Naomi. You have 6-7 women who could be at the top of the division and put the title onto them and, elevate the fucking show and the division. I feel like we can't do that with nobody on AEW at this moment. I feel like they haven't made any other stars outside of Toni. And Toni made herself, I feel like they're trying to make Sky Blue, but Sky Blue doesn't have the mic ability. Who else would I always see that they're trying to run with? Who gets a lot of matches and TV time? Julia Hart's cool and all, but I just feel like she needs to hone in on her craft a little bit more. I don't know, but Julia's probably the next one you could say that has aura and a vibe to her and shit. All these other AEW women and shit are lacking in the complete package. And that's why Toni has been at the top of the game for so long and shit. But I thought Deonna Purrazzo was going to come in and change the game. But she's been pushed to the sideline. The only other two people I could see that could rival Toni Storm is Saraya. But I don't know what the fuck is going on with her in this Outcast bullshit. But Saraya has character. She can back it up in the ring. She's a familiar name. She's known. She's beloved. She could go all around the world. She could be a babyface. She could be a heel. She's comparable to Toni. And probably, don't kill me, you guys, but Mercedes Moné. If everything goes right after her match with Willow if she could go back to being a phenomenal beast in the ring, if she could actually make this boss character, not the boss, this CEO character like a top heel villain and shit, like, but she'll be over there doing her own shit with the TBS champion. So really, the only person who could pose as a threat to fucking Tony Storm is either Paige, or maybe they turn Mariah face and elevate her and shit. Because she's actually the next best thing. But I already saw this with, Britt Baker and the person in her stable taking the title off. I'm getting tired of seeing that storyline. So I would like to see something different. But yeah, that's how I feel about this one.
Then we have a segment with Jay White, like a backstage promo, basically like, oh, Pac and the brothers, they want to shout out our titles and stuff. And I was like, honestly, no one really cares. This whole thing is a joke. This division barely has that many trios, tag teams. It's so pointless. Why would you make a belt for such a small division? It's just pointless. How was the backstage promo? What'd you think of it?
The backstage promo, Jay White and the rest of these bums, aka the Gun Squad, whatever they go by, the goofballs, they out here challenging Death Triangle for the Trios Championship. Give me Death Triangle for the dub. Get all the belts off of Bullet Club Gold and get Jay White the fuck away from these goofy shit stuff, bro. I'm tired of Bullet Club Gold. I'm not a fan no more. The Bang Bang Gang is lame. No more cardboard cutouts. Take away the wagons. This shit is corny, and it's time for this shit to end, bro.
I agree.
I don't know what on earth Tony thought he was doing by fucking. I guess he thought that having Bryan Danielson in the end could make his appearance for and a setup for this Anarchy in the Arena. It's clear to us that you guys are trying to push and shove down our fucking throats. The main event match is gonna be the Team Elite versus Team AEW and shit. And Tony, can Swerve please get the main event spot? Can he please go on last? This man has been on AEW for a long time by now, and you guys are disrespecting him, discrediting him, and devaluing him all at the same time. You are hurting this man. You guys aren't representing him good. This is poor booking and shit. When it comes to other people that were world champions and shit, you guys should always push them to the top, always send them for last. It was Moxie, it was Hangman, it was Punk. Like, the disrespect is unreal and shit and stuff, bro. Do Swerve right. How the fuck, like, you guys are came to Mercedes, and I don't know if all this shit was in her contract beforehand and shit, but now she's a part of a 3-way main event. When has this ever been done? She just came back. This is her first match. This girl could be put on a botch fest. I don't even expect this match between her and Willow to be any good and shit. Their clashes ain't. You already saw what happened last time. She got in the ring with Willow and got taken off for a year. They should not even be. I would have kept Mercedes Moné far fucking away from Willow. This is not going to be a good match whatsoever. I'm expecting the worst and shit. It should be a sloppy and shit. There might be a couple of good moves here and there and shit. And the outcome might be Mercedes Moné winning this belt. But this match, I don't expect it to be good whatsoever at all and shit. But going back to Bryan Danielson, we got Bryan Danielson going on and taking on the fucking Great Khali and shit and stuff. Poor man's Great Khali. I don't know why you guys gave him this match. You guys talk about, like, bounty and shit. Y'all would have been better off having him fight in a gauntlet match or whatever and shit. Because the EVPs are in control of AEW. They should have did something where it was, like, Triple H and Randy Orton being the general managers of Raw at one time. Y'all should have had the Elite book this man to, like, a brutal match against, like, the biggest, baddest guy in AEW and shit. Instead, y'all just gave him the biggest and baddest guy as in ring performance with the Great Khali and shit and stuff. But this is not it, AEW. This was horrible. This is bad booking. That match was fucking god-awful and shit. I'm tired of Bryan Danielson, and I'm tired of AEW, and I can't wait for this storyline to come to an end. And now let me also kill this shit as well. You're talking about Team AEW. Team AEW consists of Bryan Danielson, FTR, and fucking Darby Allin, quote-unquote Darby Allin, TBD. We'll see if he actually fights, or we'll see if he gets taken out and replaced by Heyman and a Page or something. The guys you guys got representing AEW aren't AEW originals outside of Darby Allin. Bryan Danielson did not come to WWE, didn't come to AEW until, like, 2021 after he didn't get his contract renewed with WWE. This is plan B for this guy and shit and stuff. FTR got released by WWE, like, I think sometime around 2020 and shit, and then jumped ship to AEW and shit. These guys are not AEW originals. I don't think of AEW when I think about Bryan Danielson, and I don't think about AEW when I think about FTR and shit. So the representation of your team, your quote unquote team AEW, is ass and bollocks and shit. These aren't AEW originals, and these aren't guys that represent AEW. You need to get dudes like, obviously all the guys who like the Kenny Omega, he's gone. MJF, he's gone. But this, you guys had Ricky Starks at home. Ricky Starks is an AEW original. Y'all could have been using this dude. Maybe y'all could have been putting this man in the spotlight. He wouldn't want to be, asking for. He probably rescind his request for a release, and probably might extend and do contract talks with you guys. But you guys got him sitting at home. Y'all could have put him in this position. Where the fuck is Hangman? Hangman asked for time off. You guys can't pick up the phone and call Hangman and tell him to come and fight his boys and shit for the storyline. Who else is an AEW original and shit? Good God, like, I don't fucking know, but like these guys right here, this is not it. This ain't it. They don't represent AEW. FTR was in WWE. They only came here because this was Plan B. These guys don't signify. They don't represent. They don't. I don't know, man. It's like I be at a loss for words thinking about the shit and the stuff they be conducting out here. How you feel?
This match sucked. It was just a bunch of chops. That dude cannot wrestle. He's sloppy. He's a giant, and that's basically all he was good for. Basically doing the same shit that all giants do. The chops, trying to grab somebody by the head. He can't run around the ring. He can't go high risk. It was a pointless match, and this was the main event over the actual champion, Swerve. And it's not like Swerve could have been the main event because he was fighting against Nick Wayne, who is, a basic generic wrestler. This whole show was a shit show, and the fact that this was supposed to be the big closer. Like, you don't do this, especially not no match before a pay-per-view, before a really big night. This is the go-off, this is the send-off before the pay-per-view. We're supposed to get hyped for him fighting. I don't even know who this guy is. I haven't seen this dude on TV in a while. When was the last time they used Not So Great Khali? This whole thing was just a joke, and I'm not really excited for this whole. I don't even know what they're gonna be doing. They're gonna be messing around the football field again. It's like, come on, give us something new. I don't care about this. Fuck this. Oh, I forgot to mention, we had everybody and their mom come out here to try to attack Daniel Bryan, and then his ass ended up getting the upper hand. Darby Allin come out here with a flamethrower. I said, can we please let this man just rest at home? Why are they calling this man out when he just got hit by a fucking bus and broke his foot? Let this man rest. Even if he did insist that he comes here. I'm like, no, man, you're recovering, you're going home, and you're not coming anywhere near an AEW ring until you get, 100% clear. They do not care about the safety of the workers. Fuck all of this bullshit.
As always, everybody, it's been real. It's been fun. I don't know. It's AEW, man. Best of luck. Godspeed to them. We want them to exceed. We want them to succeed. We want them to do good. It's all fun when you got multiple different wrestling companies, promotions, and shit, but they're not doing nothing right. They're not doing shit right. So, in the meantime, like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell all your friends. Follow us and shit. Go to Instagram. Go to YouTube. Donate. Whatever. Anything that you do to help this podcast, we really appreciate it. I'm X Backlash Podcast saying sayonara. Join the conversation. It's the People's Podcast. And come fuck with us because we got more installed.
Peace out.